Father Ian, why shouldn't you leave Mass early?
I notice sometimes when I'm coming in towards the end of a Mass because I have some obligation here. I notice, and especially here's one of our exits, I see a bunch of people leaving Mass here right after communion. And I don't always know what to say in these moments because, well, Mass isn't over yet. The church says that we have the obligation to attend Sunday Mass and all holy days of obligation. And so, what does it entail to go to a full Mass? As a priest, canon law requires that I prepare myself for the celebration of the Eucharist through prayers, as well as Canon 909 says a priest has to give thanks for Mass after Mass. And so it begs the question for the lay faithful, what does it entail to attend Mass? What's the latest that we can get to Mass, and what's the earliest that we can leave without having any regard for emergencies? So if someone comes in, a lot of people say, as long as you make Mass by the gospel, you've attended Mass. Well, I don't think that's totally true, because you've missed all the preparatory rites, the Kyrie eleison, you've missed the introduction, you've missed the collect, where the priest collects the prayers of the people and begins offering these prayers up to Almighty God. And so if you get to Mass by the gospel, well, then you've missed the first reading, which ties into the gospel. You've missed the lesson from St. Paul, which is all preparing you for the Eucharist. And so now, if you are at Mass and you receive the Eucharist and you're making plans to head out, you haven't been sent yet. One of the last words that the priest or the deacon says is, go forth, the Mass is ended. So you're being sent out, you're being kicked out of Mass because you can't stay there anymore, because the world is your mission field and you have to go take what you've received and go, unless you haven't been commissioned yet. And so while you are never closer to the Lord than when you have received the Holy Eucharist, the best practice is to stay and pray and embrace that moment, instead of just thinking, where am I going to go eat right after? Or what's the next thing I'm going to do? This is a privileged time which should not be wasted, as well as to stay so that the priest can give you his blessing, so that you might go, not just be commissioned, but go forth with the blessing from the priest. And so I encourage you, when you're making plans for Sunday, to get to Mass on time so that you can begin preparing. And on time could be 10 minutes early, so that you can settle your heart down, so that you can pray. Do your best. Life's crazy. But also try and make plans so that you don't get in the habit of just running out of Mass when you've received communion. This reminds me of when I was in college, and I used to have a buddy, and we would go to Mass sometimes together, and he goes, hey man, we'll leave right after communion, yeah? And he would hit me with that right in the middle of Mass. And so what do you say, because I know he has fun things on his mind. But I think that's a common habit that we can fall into that is not the practice nor the mind of the church. And so we can make a change and start setting these good habits in practice. God bless you, and I'll see you all the way at the end of Mass.